Hey there, it's day 139 of Walk with Winston, and I'm coming to you tonight from LA Fitness here at the gym. Um, and so this has been on my mind the last couple days. How do you know when it's time to pivot? You've been working towards your goals for a while now. You've been striving and taking action, and sometimes you're not seeing the results, or the results you're getting is not what you really intended. And so what do you do when you realize that you have your ladder, you've been climbing the ladder of success, you've been climbing the ladder of achievement, and then all of a sudden you realize that your ladder's on the wrong wall? What do you do then? Or how do you know if you need to pivot and change and go in a completely different direction? Well, this is something I've been wrestling with a lot lately, because I have been pursuing certain actions towards my health goals and towards my just improving my overall life, and really feeling a sense of achievement and a sense of accomplishment, and just really feeling a sense of satisfaction in my life. And yet, as I look back over my results over the last 6 months or so, I haven't really been seeing the kind of progress that I wanted to do. So it's a time, so my first encouragement to you is to, one, measure and evaluate your true progress. Just don't go by your gut on that. And look at any objective measures that you can put your hands on in terms of the progress or lack thereof that you're making. But then once you've evaluated, that can give you some insights as to what is next. What's next for you in terms of other things you can experiment with. Whoops. Oops, there we go. That's better. You don't drop your goals like almost drop the camera, but you instead begin to think about different tweaks you can make and different things you can do to experiment with changing things up. We talk about variety a lot in the Win the Gift model, that if you keep doing the same thing over and over, your body, your mind, your spirit become conditioned to that, and you don't get the breakthroughs that you're looking for. But then there comes this third time where you see that what you've been doing and how you've been going about doing it is not yielding the results that you have. And so this is the one thing I've been wrestling with a lot lately. And I've come to the conclusion, one of the things, it's great to surround yourself with other mentors in your life who can give you some outside perspective. And I've been really fortunate to have some great mentorship over the last 6 or 8 months. And, in speaking to them about my situation, it became really apparent to me that I needed to pivot and do something completely different and foreign in terms of my approach to things. And so over this next little bit, you're going to start to see some changes in how I'm approaching things. And I'll share those with you as I start to get traction. But I'm excited about it. It's one of the things that was interesting as I was talking to my mentors about it. They could see a change in my attitude just in talking it out, and in taking their suggestions in terms of doing some things differently. They could see a different kind of light in my eyes. The other me was kind of discouraged and not feeling all that joyful about what I was working on. And instead now I am pursuing things that give me joy, give me motivation, give me inspiration, and beginning to shed those things that don't do that. And that's one litmus test I think we can all take from our journey, is if we're doing certain activities that don't feel congruent with who we are and what we're about, that actually creates more stress. And when you're talking about physical transformation, I believe to my core that most of the dis-ease we have in our bodies is a function of stress. And a lot of stress comes from when we are taking actions that are incongruent with our beliefs. So we either have to change our beliefs or change our actions. And so that all of those things are definitely within our control. I choose not to continue to drift on this plan. I've been really blessed the last a couple of days to be in a bit of a Sabbath mode, where I've been a little less prevalent on social media and have been really trying to unplug and do some very different things to renew my spirit, renew my soul. I'm fortunate to have the President's Day holiday off tomorrow, and that will give me yet another day for renewal. And I'm very excited about this 3-day retreat, in a sense, or I don't like the word retreat. It means you're going backwards. Respite, that's probably a better word. This 3-day respite to kind of fire break in terms of thinking about what I can do to renew myself and pivot. So pivot is on the way for me. I see some other things I can do to really advance my goals and to become single-minded about those goals. And I believe you're going to see some real significant compounding results over time. It won't be evident right away. These are very, very small steps I'm taking, but steps I believe that over time will really add up. So is it time for you to consider pivoting? What kind of things trigger your decision-making process? One other thing I thought about is a lot of times when I'm seeking spiritual guidance, I get these, it takes a while. It takes a while to get myself in a fit spiritual condition to receive those kinds of nudges. And I've been working hard on that the last, many weeks, to really be more attentive and listen to instruction and guidance from people who speak in my life. But then over this weekend of renewal, I've had 2 nights in a row of these little interesting dreams. And the dreams together are beginning to weave an interesting little story. And I think it is what I'm taking from it is that it supports this idea of a pivot that I'm beginning to explore. So that's another leg of the stool potentially to explore is, what kind of people are you surrounding yourself with? What kind of nudges are you getting from your gut that you're not congruent with what your desires are? Your goals are not congruent. And as long as you're working in opposition to your gut, to your values and mission, you're not going to succeed. So let's try to get that in alignment as well. Sorry about this kind of rambling, weaving type message tonight. I just, maybe there's someone out there that's struggling with this, and you're looking for that sign from above. Whoa. You're not necessarily going to get a sign, but I tell you, you will feel it in your gut. And I think let's not disregard that. If you're feeling incongruent or misaligned, it's time to take stock and maybe even pivot. With that, you guys have a great evening. I'll talk to you again soon.